Do I just bend over or do I put a leg up? Here, through. How do I tell a guy that he is not good in bed? Queeps, honey. I don't like it. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube video. If you hear some loud sounds from outside, I've got the window open. It is like 100 degrees in this room. Like honestly, when I say I'm hot, I bet she's hot. We are back. You guys know how much I love my talking videos. Honestly, I've been a little ghost off of YouTube for the past week. It was my stepdad's birthday, so we just had the most amazing time. We went to a spa, and then we went and played golf, and then we surprised him with other family and friends that he doesn't get to see very often, and had them come and have drinks and dinner and etc, etc. So my last week has been so busy. I'm also working on some extremely exciting projects. Cannot wait for you guys to see. Yes, some are collabs, and yes, some are on my own. Hopefully you guys will see them towards the end of this year, or at least in the next 2 months max. But yeah, I've got loads coming up. I can't wait to show you guys. We're just gonna get right into it with your TMI questions. Now, I asked you guys on Instagram to send me some TMI questions, and let me tell you, honey, you guys went in. Not gonna lie, you guys went in. So we're just gonna go straight into it. Just a quick warning, if you guys that are watching it are not really fans of excessive hygiene talks or inappropriate talks about vaginas, penises, or sex or anything like that, please do not watch this. It is not for the faint-hearted, okay? We're just gonna delve right into it. How do you shave your inner vagina lips? Like, you guys want to hold it back. I can't lie. Well, first of all, I get laser. I will put the link for where I get laser down below. But obviously in between, for those of you who don't know, when you get laser, you do have to shave. You're no longer allowed to wax or do hair removal. You do have to shave. And when I do that, I kind of just stand in the shower, pull my lips to the side, and I shave against this, down or up? I shave down. I feel like, you know, like I shave against my hair. So not against the grain, like against, so the same direction as my hair, and I shave down. And I just do it really gently, as if I'm shaving my legs and stuff like that. Obviously you need to be careful, because the last thing you want to do is cut your vagina lips. That is very painful. But I just kind of shave it like normal. I just do one cheek at a time, and then I go straight from like the back all the way through to the front as well, just so I can get it as close to just so I can get it as close as possible to my booty hole. Because yes, you do get hairs in between your bum crack. Obviously I don't shave in between my bum, I laser there, but I at least like to get rid of as much hair as possible, so then, you know, if you're facing the back, you just clean. Do you consider bad sex if the person didn't make you come? No, I don't think that's bad sex. Let me just be brutally honest with you guys. I think in my life I've only ever had 2 sexual partners make me come, if I'm being honest, but like to the point of like an orgasm. No, I don't see it as bad sex. I've had great sex. It just never got to that point. To be completely honest, this was asked by a male. As a female, if you want to get to the point of having an orgasm, coming, etc, etc, there's a lot of trust that goes into it. As women, we need to let go, and I mean like wholeheartedly, entirely and truly, like we need to let go, and there's a lot of trust involved. So it's not that we don't trust the process, there's just a lot of emotional battle within it. And I feel like if you don't, that doesn't mean the sex was bad, it just means you're not at that point yet. You haven't entirely let go. You might maybe be nervous or scared to do so, you might maybe be embarrassed, you might not be comfortable enough. That's really the only reason why. But no, I don't think it's bad sex if I haven't got to that point, because believe me when I say, sex can be absolutely fire. How to handle excessive discharge. Is it a turn off for guys? Guys, I'm gonna need you, if you are watching, which I doubt you are because these are mainly for women, this video, or women, if you've had an experience where a guy's told you how he feels about discharge, please comment below. One, I would say always check. Everyone has a different amount of discharge that they naturally produce. It looks different, it smells different, but what I would say is that if you feel like it's seriously excessive or abnormal, definitely go get that checked out. You want to make sure you're all good down there, make sure everything's healthy and you're okay. I would find it weird if a guy was just like looking in the crotches of my underwear in the first place. Like, if you're really just like staring in the crotches of my knickers, that's just ever so slightly strange. Like, I'm gonna need you to not do that. I don't think so. Any guy that is respectful and understanding and respects you as a person, or not even necessarily understanding, they might lack understanding, but respectful enough to not say anything and not make you feel uncomfortable, it shouldn't be a turn off. How to initiate or start a conversation with a man as a woman? Probably a very unpopular opinion, but I think it's attractive. Like, I think it's sexy when women take the lead, when they're all for it, when they're like, hell yeah, let me just talk to you. I just think be cool about it. Ask them how their day's going, what they're doing, and when you're free, we should meet up. Sexual. When you're free, we should meet up. Just have a conversation, get to know them, text them. There is nothing wrong with a woman initiating a conversation. I think a lot of men will probably prefer that because, bless them, they do a lot of chasing, a lot of hard work, and a lot of grafting. Sometimes us women aren't easy. Sometimes we are, sometimes we're quite hard work. I do feel for men sometimes, but there's nothing wrong with it. If there is someone that tickles your fancy and you are in conversation with them, straight up say to them, when you're free, we should hang out sometime. What's the worst that can happen? They say no, you move on, keep it moving, just like they would do anyway. That's really the end of it. What is discharge supposed to smell like? Roses, honey. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Fuck! It is not supposed to smell like roses. If it smells like roses, then the inside of your body is just good. Obviously, discharge, for those of you who don't know, is your vagina cleaning itself. So it's getting rid of all of any excess toxins, bacteria that we do not need. Typically, as far as I know, it doesn't have like a smell. I mean, it doesn't smell great, but it also doesn't have, mine personally, like a proper strong smell. It's kind of just there. So what I would advise is that if it does and it's like proper strong, you should definitely get that checked out. A lot of us as women use like really nice smelling stuff to wash down there, which is actually not always good because it can affect the pH balance within your vagina. So it could also be those factors, but my number one advice would always be to go to a GP, doctor, nurse, hospital, sexual health clinic, wherever it is, to go and get that checked out. How do I tell a guy that he is not good in bed? I'm guessing you're asking because you want him to become better so you can keep sleeping with him. I'm guessing he's your boyfriend. Maybe don't tell him he's not good, but maybe tell him the next time you have sex what you like. So if he does a particular position or if he touches you in a particular way, maybe just say to him that, yeah, keep doing that, or, oh, I like it when you do that, or do you know what my favorite thing you do in bed is when you do this. Yeah, I really like it when we do that. Focus on the positives and let him know the good things that he does, so then he can do more of those, and then the bad things just kind of disappear. It's better than telling him he's bad. At what point in a relationship is it appropriate to ask if they've been tested for STIs recently? I think maybe at the point in which you've established that you are going to have sex. I wouldn't say it's like a first date question, but what I would say is that there's ways to ask. You don't even necessarily have to ask. You can tell them that that's something you do, and then maybe slip it in that way and be like, oh, do you get checked regularly? Does that make sense? Like maybe that type of vibe. I personally am someone that gets very regular checks. Even if I have not had sex for 4 years, I will get regularly checked. Don't make the other person feel as though they're dirty or they've done something wrong if they haven't checked. That is not what we're trying to do. We want people to be comfortable at all times. But what I would definitely say is to just subtly say, I get myself checked. When was the last time you got yourself checked? It's always good, even away from having sex with anyone, it's always good to do that just for your own sexual health in general. What is your opinion on the Diva cup or the menstrual cup? I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan, and that's no judgment to people that have used it. It works for people. Some people find it cleaner. I just personally think it is disgusting. So I will insert a little description here as to what a Diva cup or menstrual cup is for those of you who don't know. I understand the logic. The purpose behind it is to obviously collect the blood so that it does not leak on your clothes. I don't want to see that. Like, I don't want to see that. This is what they look like. And if I'm being completely honest, for me, it's just not it. Like, it's not a vibe. I like this one. When shaving, what's the best way to shave in between my butt cheeks? Do I just bend over or do I put a leg up? Do I put a leg up? No, you don't need to put a leg up. That's just a lot. Just stand still, and I normally do it, or whenever I need to get to my booty hole, if I'm not washing it, which would be from the back. We're gonna do like we're gonna do a demonstration. I go here through. So I'd use this hand and spread a butt cheek and kind of go like that. You don't want to do it too hard, because the last thing you need is to cut your booty hole. But that is how I do that. And yes, I do think it's important to make sure that in between, especially as ladies, but men too, to make sure that in between your bum is clean at all times. Reason being, every human being develops and grows hairs in between their bum. When you do things like take shit, it stays on the hairs. It's also important to wash your bum after you take a shit for that exact same reason. If I am on my period, should I sleep with a tampon or a pad? Whatever you're comfortable in. Sleep with those big granny pads if you need to, sleep in a tampon if you need to. Obviously with a tampon, you have to change it fairly regularly, especially if you are heavy. You have to change it, I think it's every 3 to 4 hours roughly. So do bear that in mind, that when you're sleeping, you should be changing it. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Generally speaking, I would always say that pads are more comfortable. Even if you do a tampon and a pad, I always suggest that that pads are more comfortable, but it's whatever helps you sleep comfortably. If I have got a spot on the lips of my vagina, how do I get rid of it? Typically, it is more than likely an ingrown hair. Piece of advice, either have a really hot shower or bath so your skin softens, and see if you can inspect the area and locate like a tiny little hole, which is where the spot would be, which is where the ingrown hair has obviously gone back in. Hopefully the skin is loose enough so that you can gently press down on either side of where the little lump is. If you press down hard enough, it should get the head of it open, and then you can just pluck the hair out. Once you pluck the hair out, any pus or blood or any water that is part of that little spot area should clear right up, and then you should be fine. The swelling will go down and you should be absolutely fine. What are vagina farts? Oh my god, queeps, honey. It is literally nothing to be worried about. This makes me laugh because I feel like men get really uncomfortable in the bedroom if their girlfriend, wife, girl they're just sleeping with like does this. It's like an awkward like, did you just fart? No honey, it is literally just air that has now entered through your vagina during sex that is now trapped, and when you stand up or any pressure pushed down on it, just allows it to come out. That's it. It's okay. It's normal. It's nothing to be worried about. You are fine, honey. When is the appropriate time to tell your parents that you've lost your virginity / been having sex? I feel like parents know. Like, I feel like my mum knew when I lost mine. Whenever you're comfortable, there's no rush. You don't even have to necessarily tell them. But if it comes up in conversation and they have the talk with you and there's information you want to know, like, don't be scared to ask your parents for information. I mean, hello, they had sex, that's why you are here. They have experience, okay honey? Don't be embarrassed by that. But there's nothing wrong with just asking your parents, or even just saying to your parents, like, I've had sex. Is there anything I need to know? What protection is best? Do I need to go on birth control or the pill if you're in the UK? Like, anything like that, there is absolutely no problem asking. There is also no appropriate time. It's just whenever you feel comfortable. Last question. How do I get my man to suck my toes? Honey, I mean, if he's not into it, he's just not into it. But honestly, just put them there. Is that rude? Like, just put them there. Just, babe, this feels really good. I like it when you do this. Babe, just try it. If he's really anti it, then I don't really know what to tell you. I don't really think he's gonna be for it if when you try and do it, he's literally like, get the fuck away from me. But if he's not, just shove those toes in his mouth. Is it illegal to force your toes in your man's mouth? I don't think so. I mean, if he doesn't like it, the worst he's gonna do is be like, get the fuck away from me. But other than that, honey, if you want your toes sucked, just do it. Okay, I think that's enough TMI. These are fun. I think I need some more TMI questions from men so us women can know exactly what men are really thinking. Maybe that's what needs to be next. But anyway, guys, regardless, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This was very random. I'm so happy to be back. I promise my consistency is going to be back. We're going to be back on track. Next video will hopefully be up in a couple of days again. But I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Comment below any other questions that you have, or if any answers that I've said maybe you're slightly wrong or you have a different opinion. This is a safe space. This is not a place to judge. We just make that very clear. Again, I'm not a doctor or a nurse or a gyno or a counsellor. This is just my opinion, my thoughts, the facts that I've been taught growing up, etc, etc. But yes, I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.